I've been following security cameras for decades, and I don't think anything has come as close to, man, I hate to say the word perfection. This is really kind of making you think in that kind of verbiage, if you would. This is the eufy S3 Pro in 4K. Yeah, those of you who are into this, you probably remember this. It's very similar to the last version. It's got solar, but it's got more solar. It's got floodlights. It's got more floodlights. It's got sensors. It's got more sensors. It's got more of everything in 4K that is just, it's ridiculously easy to use and ridiculously simple to set up. And honestly, with the solar and everything else, it almost feels like witchcraft. I kid you not. Eufy had some problems with, let's call them PR problems and security problems a few years ago. And they've since addressed that. And I'd been looking at it. I challenged lots of people at the time. I'm like, hey, Eufy's got a problem. We can't really talk about it. We can't really support it at this time. So find me something better. And no one ever has. And this is just, it's so far ahead of everything else that's in this game. Well, let me just show you what we're talking about. Okay, let me just cut to the chase, see what you think about that. And I'll talk about the features while we do that. And you can tell me then what you think of the S3 Pro. All right, well, here's a close-up I wanted to show you of the camera. This is the new Eufy. I think it's the S3 Pro. As you see here, it's in 4K. This is very similar to the one that they've had before, but of course, they've really upgraded it. Apparently, the size on the solar panel is a good bit bigger. It's got the separated floodlights that are the auto-adjusting, basically adjust the floodlights as needed for the subject. It's got radar, it's got night vision, all of this enclosed in one simple package. It comes with 3 of these mounting brackets here. Now the mounting brackets are pretty simple. They, I think they're plastic, but they almost feel like a ceramic. They have that kind of powder-coated feeling to them. Anyway, so what you got here is you've got your swivel with a ball in the end. When this notches in with this and it gets screwed down tight, whatever position this is in, when this gets screwed down, it locks into that position. So you have to loosen this back up if you want to move it and adjust it to wherever you want. Then you screw it in again. If you go the right way, that usually helps. If I do that there, I screw it, now it's locked in at this position at this angle. And that's how you do it for the mounting for this. Also, now this has solar on it. And as you can see, it's got a really nice solar array on it. That's high quality there. They also send an additional solar panel with this kit. You get 2 of these cameras, you get 3 mounting points because this is going to need mounting also. And the point of this is if where you're putting this, there's not good solar, you could like mount this up and over the eaves or around the corner or somewhere else where it's getting a better angle, so you can replace that with this. And it's got the kind of plug on here that's going to keep it waterproof so that it can stand in all the weather and everything else. Now the thing with these that I love about these cameras is they connect to the Eufy base station. And this is, it's for those, tech nerd kind of geeks, and I fall into that category a bit. It's like a mini server is what it is. So you have your power supply, you got Ethernet, you have USB 2 and USB 1, and your sync over here. So you're gonna want to plug it in, all right? That's the way that it's gonna connect to the internet and everything can get managed. You want to do it through this. And then what you got here is I'll put up on the screen how many megs of RAM or gigs of RAM it has as far as storage, but then you press here on this side and this pops up, and this is just magnetic, and you should easily be able to grab it there. It's got a little pivot point on it, so it doesn't really matter which side when you put it back on, it's always gonna figure itself out there. And what you got here is you've got a removable hard drive for like an SSD. It can be physical or it can be just a static memory kind of a device. But you unscrew that, pull the sled out there, and you can put one single drive in to enhance the amount of local storage on this. But other than that, I mean, there's really not much to it. You just plug it in and go. This thing is super easy to set up, and I'm going to show you how this all works and how it looks. Well, here's the setup as we have it right now. And as you can see, I have it mounted right below my other security camera. And out here you can see the setup that we have. Super easy, just 2 screws, that's it, you're ready to go. Well, the first thing we got to talk about is its Pro Vision capacity. That's its max color vision technology. This is powered by AI, ISP, and the 4K camera sensor in there. It delivers crystal clear, pretty much daylight footage even at night in pitch dark conditions. You don't even need the spotlights really, just any kind of, even like starlight really makes it pop. And you're gonna be able to see this here on screen. Also the adaptive spotlight. This is the motion triggered spotlight. It will automatically adjust for optimal lighting. So basically, you know, with a camera, it's light sensitive and it's going to have to adjust its aperture and everything else for what it's trying to view. But as the target moves, that's going to change. So the adaptive spotlight changes to keep that whoever the subject is in focus, or not just in focus, but in good resolution. Now remember I said it's got more detection capabilities. Well, this is the Pro Detection System. The dual motion detection system combines radar and passive IR, that's PIR, and that will accurately identify a human movement and reduces your false alerts by, in some cases, up to 99% according to their stats. You could customize your security though with it. Precise detection up to 39 feet. Has 120 degree field of view. It can set up detection ranges in active zones, so you can only receive alerts for stuff that you need to see. This is big where, like, if you're looking for motion, I had an issue with one of my houses where the area I wanted to watch had a brush on one side, and the wind would make that thing go back and forth. And if you can't block out that kind of stuff, you're going to get false alerts all the time, and this system will help you prevent that kind of situation. But this is the part here, now we got to talk about the witchcraft, the Pro Power. I got to tell you, I've had a couple solar systems or solar cameras up now, and I've been stunned with how good they are. I'm currently running a eufy, and you're going to see it here in some of the video. I've got one of their 360 pan tilt zoom lenses. And it's great, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of pan tilt zoom. I was really excited when eufy reached out to me about sponsoring this video because I think the overlapping fields of coverage is the optimal way to go when you're looking for true security, and that's what you're going to get with a package like this. And the Pro Power means you don't have to think about it. You just set it up. It's got it's the new 2.0 technology. It's got 50% larger panel than the eufyCam 3. 1 hour of sunlight each day will keep it running. I'm up here in Montana, a place not known for really high-end sunlight kind of stuff, and I've never had an issue with any of my eufy solar. I can't imagine this one's going to have any other problems, but we're going to keep it set up all through the winter so you can check back. But the circuit design here guarantees that even partial shade won't hinder the camera's ability to stay charged. It has the additional solar panel in case you do, like maybe you want to go around a corner, up over an eave, something like that. The solar panel initiates charging with even less than ideal lighting conditions, and it has advanced coating that effectively shields it against dust and water, which is important if you live in environments like I do. Now, the camera itself has a 1,300 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, which enables up to 365 days of battery life. Now that, of course, is with the solar charging included. It's an all-in-one solution that means that you don't have to worry about cables, you don't have to worry about power, you don't have to worry about any of it. Let's talk about the base station that comes with it, because this thing is powerful for what it is, for the size and everything else. The home base S380, that's the specific one here, it provides local security. It gets the images off the cameras themselves. So if someone steals your camera, if someone grabs it, you don't care because you still have it over on the base station, not in here. It's in your house where it's secure. It's also the Bionic Mind AI that they have there. It intelligently identifies faces, humans, packages, vehicles, and pets. I can tell when my dogs are out. Receive instant relevant alerts about familiar faces, or don't. Like if I don't want to have my, be alerted every time my wife comes home, I could say, hey, don't do that. Anyway, and also has cross-camera tracking, helps review events seamlessly from multiple angles. Again, I was talking about that 2-camera angle superiority rather than one camera. I know they probably don't like to hear this. The pan tilt zoom is nice, but it's really easy for someone to walk into the blind spot on a pan tilt zoom camera. When you have crossing fields of fire, as it were, one is watching the other one's back at all times. That's where you get real coverage. All right, so all that's great, but the question always comes down to, but does it make financial sense? Do the numbers add up? How much does this thing cost? And that's why you notice the wardrobe change here, because I waited until they actually launched the product. I didn't want to release it before we had final numbers and everything, because I just don't like doing that. Anyway, so let's talk about it, because you can now go and buy it online. So over on Amazon, we're looking at it, and it is $549.99. $550, call it what it is. Now that, of course, is for the kit that I just showed you. That comes with 2 of these cameras. It comes with the base station I talked about, comes with the extra solar panel, comes with the mounting hardware that you are free to chuck in the waste bin and get your own screws. But the mounting, the mounting attachments themselves, those things are great. You definitely want to use those. Although there's all sorts of adapters and other stuff you can get if you want to connect it to like a galvanized pipe or something else, wherever you want to set this thing up. Right now, I've basically got it set up in a temporary solution. I'm going to have to come back. Honestly, I want to get 2 more of these. I want to do a full wraparound field of view on my my shop here, so I always know what's going on. In fact, I do some consulting with some local businesses, and they've been chewing my ear off over this because they love the idea about being able to mount these anywhere with the solar and not having to worry about it. There's been so many times I want to mount something where I can't because there's no way to get power to it. Anyway, I've already beat that horse to death. Let's talk more about the pricing, okay? So you're looking at $550 for the 2-pack with the home base. And again, you're going to need the home base. There is no local storage on the camera itself. Now, if you want to I should say this, the cameras themselves, individually, $220 for just one camera. Now, that's no sale price. That's just the launch price. We don't know what, if eventually it comes on sale, what you'll get it for. I will tell you this. I got a coupon code down below that's going to get you, I think it's a 15% discount. Go check it out. There's links and everything down there, but we'll get the coupon code so you guys can save some money on this even at launch, all right? But anyway, $215. I don't think it works on the individual cameras. I think it's just for the pack, but hey, try it, see, who knows. So individual cameras are $220, and the home link itself is $150. So you save $40 by getting the combo kit. Actually, you save more because you get the free solar panel with it as well. So you're probably saying, I don't know. Anyway, you can do the math on that. You're saving quite a bit. I think this is a great starting kit, but the only reason to go with something different is if you want to go with more. They have the 3 count here for $700, or the 4 count there for $800. This is not an inexpensive system. It may not be for everyone, but it is, man, the feature set on this, I don't like to gush about it, especially in a video like this where it's sponsored and whatnot. So you can take it with a grain of salt or a whole barrel of salt, do whatever you want. Look at the specs, watch other videos, figure it out for yourself. I've been working with security cameras for decades at this point, both professionally and for the house and for my own business. This is just a great setup, I think. I know I'm kind of going on and on about it. But the other thing, though, I did want to say is I kind of get to this moment where I'm like, I got all these not SSDs, but SD cards and micro SD cards. And I'm like, one thing I don't like is in the base station, there's no spot for an SD card. Now, you can plug in a USB to offload stuff. In fact, I think you can also plug it in to use it as even expanded storage. Like you can plug a hard drive into it and I think have like terabytes of storage. You'll have to read the fine print on that. But in the device itself, all it takes is an SSD. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw an SSD adapter that lets you, it has a carriage, it goes in there, fits all the SATA ports, and allows you to plug in like 4 micro SD or SD cards. I'm like, oh, that'd be great. I could take all these extra cards. I looked at the price on it. It's like $20. I'm like, that's not too bad. I'm like, but I should just stop, pump the brakes, and check the price of a cheap SSD. Prices have fallen. Oh my gosh, you gotta take a look at this. This is a Lexar solid state drive, 128 gigs, which is the max for internal storage. This is a 2.5 SATA 3. It runs at 520 megabytes per second. You need 30 or so megabytes per second for 4K video. So this has got plenty of speed for downloading 4K video. So that's not an issue. But look at the price on this. It's $18.78. It's got 9,500 reviews, 4.5 stars. There's a tiny little, I don't know if I quite call it a fish. Yeah, I guess it's technically a fish hook, but All the SSDs in this class I looked at really did have them. I didn't find anything better. And for the price, for $18.78, that is a heck of a price on that. Anyway, again, I'll put links to that and everything else down below. It's a system I really like, and I think it's brilliant in the setup. I'd seen the old system, and I'm like, how can they make it better? And they're like, hold my beer. There you go. Adaptive floodlights, better resolution, a bigger solar panel, radar detection on top of everything else, fully encased, weather protected. As long as they keep doing this, they're going to be setting the pace for everyone else to try and keep up. Anyway, thanks again for eufy for sending this over for review and for sponsoring this video. And if you got any other questions, put it down below in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Anyway, till next time, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.
Unlock your car, Dad.
I'm working on it. I don't have keys to the new car. I have keys to the new car.